What is up, happy family? Good morning, good night, good afternoon. How you doing? I just wanted to make this quick intro snippet for every video I do for the series I'm doing. I'm gonna be doing Read the Bible with Smiley or something like that. I haven't decided what the name's gonna be yet. Bear with me. I'm just gonna do it just because I've never read the Bible fully through by myself. And it's going to be a good experience, one for me, and I hope it's a good experience for whoever's reading this and watching this, because I want it to be a very fun experience. Nowadays, people are so boring. They read about you know, so you got to give some life back into God. God is love, peace, and happiness. And I don't know why people make him so, he is savage. God is very righteous and a very, I was going to say judgmental, but that sounds so weird. He is a lawful God. Does that make sense? But he originally wanted everything to be happiness of love. So I wanted to spread more love and happiness into this. Of course, it's going to be serious times because the Bible do get serious. But mainly, I just want everything to be happy. And I want to save at least one soul. So if you're watching this and you're one soul that's going to save, please DM me. And even though I'm inspiring you, even if you didn't watch one video and I'm inspiring you, you never watch me again, girl, that's fine. I just want to say one soul from eternal damnation of hell, and then all of this will be worth it. Even if I only save myself, because I'm doing this to save myself too, then all will be worth it. Again, if you want to know my religious beliefs, because I don't have a religion, but I do believe in God and Jesus Christ. To get more into that, I will link that down below. So, that being said, I don't want to be leading the people the wrong way. And I believe the Bible has been mistranslated, misconstructed, I don't even know if that was the word. And people might have added or watered down some stuff in the New Testament. Right now we're in the Old Testament. I think everything's in the Old Testament, but I don't know. So, before we even get into anything, I want to make sure everything is true and pure and right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my hand like this with the Bible, and we're just gonna pray. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope everyone has a great day. Enjoy yourself. God is great. Amen. Good afternoon. Have fun. I'm really exhausted. I've been reading Bible, taking notes all day, and amongst other things, but I'm exhausted, so excuse me, my energy in this video is not very high, because if you're a vibe person like me, then you can feel my vibe, it ain't that high. But I want to read this so that way I can edit and post this video tomorrow to post with amongst other videos. Hopefully I can post all 3 Bible readings tomorrow. We won't see. If you see this video posted the same day I posted 2 other videos, then I did. If it's by itself or something, I didn't make it. Okay. So right now we're just gonna pray before we start the reading. Dear Lord, thank you for everything you've done for me. Please bless us and help us on our way to the journey to you, because the way to hell is very wide and the way to you is very narrow. Please lead us the right way, and away from any temptation, and away from any disgustingness or anything like that. Let us be pure in our hearts. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. It's kind of hot in here. Okay. In this session, we are going to read from Genesis 25, I think. Let me make sure. Genesis 25 to Genesis 30. So 5 chapters. I didn't have too many questions on this, or too many things, so this one should be a pretty fast reading. That's why I'm just going to get right into it instead of doing so much talking like I've been doing in the intros. The last couple of videos, it's already at 2 minutes, which means I've been talking too long. So let's get into it. Chapter 25 of Genesis is the death of Abraham. Abraham had taken another wife who was named Keturah. She bore him Zimran, Jokshan, Medan. Okay, all those names never come back up. So I don't think that necessarily matters. And they gave birth to their kids. Jokshan was one of his sons, who was the father of Sheba and Dedan. The descendants of Dedan were the Asherites, the Lithuites, and the Lamanites. And there's more sons. Okay. Abraham left everything he owned to Isaac, but while he was still living, he gave gifts to the sons of his concubines and sent them away from his son Isaac to the land of the east. If you remember, Abraham just lost his wife Sarah, so now he's dying. And he gave everything to his son Isaac because now God promised his heir would be through Isaac. But he had more sons through his new wife, and so he gave her. So he gave his son gifts. Abraham lived 175 years, and Abraham breathed his last breath and died at a good old age, an old man and full of years, and he was gathered to his people. His sons Isaac and Ishmael buried him in the cave of Machpelah near Mamre, in the fields of Ephron and Zor of Hitti, the field Abraham had brought from Hittites. Abraham was buried with his wife Sarah after Abraham's death. After Abraham's death, God blessed his son Isaac, who lives near Beer Lahai. And this is Ishmael's sons, verse 12. This is the account of the family line of Abraham's son Ishmael, whom Sarah's slave Hagar, the Egyptian, bore to Abraham. These are the names of the son Ishmael listed on the order from birth. There's 12 of them, and these are the names of the 12 rulers according to the settlements and camps. So 12 sons and 12 rulers of camps and stuff. Ishmael lived 137 years. He breathed his last and died. This is not the last time we're going to hear about Ishmael. It's just telling you the more background. Like they say, Bible doesn't, it kind of goes in chronological and it goes back and it goes forth. So he did live 137 years, I think that's what it said. And then he died, but this is not the last time you're going to hear the name Ishmael. Like, oh, he died, he's done with the Bible. No. And I know this because I already read the 5 chapters. And he was gathered to his people. His descendants settled in the area from Havilah to Shur, near the eastern border in Egypt, as you go toward Ashur. And they lived in hostility toward all the tribes towards them. So he was the father of many tribes, like many sons. And I'm guessing, I was debating if it was saying that I guess I should have researched this before I started. I forgot about it, honestly, until now. But I don't think it's that big of a deal. Either way, it's like the tribes that he birthed, or he was the father of, had a lot of arguments in between each other after he passed away, because he was the one who kept them together. And he was gathered to his people. So I think he brought his people together, is what it's saying. So now we're going to Jacob and Esau, and the rest of the chapter is going to be based off of Jacob, and most of the chapters are going to be based off of Jacob and Esau, but like the last 2 chapters is going to be based off of Jacob. And like most of like Genesis is based off of Jacob, like the other half of Genesis is based off of Jacob. So this is the account of the family line of Abraham's son Isaac. Abraham became the father of Isaac, and Isaac was 40 years old when he married Rebekah, and Rebekah, daughter of Bethuel, the American from Paddan Aram, and sister of Laban in Arameah. If we're gonna summarize the last video, Abraham sent his slave to get a wife through his lineage and of his like family lineage. So he went to to Laban, who I forgot who Laban is. Laban is Abraham's brother? Yeah, because Rebecca is Abraham's brother's granddaughter. Okay, yeah. No, Laban is Rebecca's. Oh, I forgot. Bethuel is Abraham's brother. And then Laban is Rebecca's brother. Okay. Isaac prayed to the Lord on behalf on his wife because she was childless. The Lord answered his prayer, and his wife Rebecca became pregnant. The babies strove to each other within each other, and she said, "Why is this happening to me?" So she went to inquire of the Lord. The Lord said to her, "Two nations are in your womb, and two pieces from within you will be separated. One people will be stronger than the other, and the older will serve the younger." So he's telling you having twins, and one's gonna be strong, and the older will serve the younger, and the older one will serve the younger one. I don't know. When the time came for her to give birth, there were twin boys in her womb. The first to come out was red, and his whole body was like a hairy garment, so they named him Esau, because Esau means hairy. The first, wait. After this, his brother came out with his hand and grasping Esau's heel. So he was named Jacob, because Jacob means he grasps the heel. A Hebrew idiom means for he to seize. So what that means is, a baby comes out, like most babies come out like head first, or they're supposed to come out head first, and then not have the head. They're supposed to get circumcision. So the first one came out, and then while he was like having at like the feet, the other baby was like holding on his brother's feet, and then he came out right with him. I wish I have an easy birth like that, because instead of trying to find them and push one out and then push another one out, one day I just keep pushing, they just keep coming out. All right. Isaac was 6 years old when Rebecca gave birth to him, so he was already getting pretty old. The boys grew up, and Esau became a skillful hunter, a man of the open country, while Jacob was content to stay at home amongst the tents. Esau was the strong man, the manly man outside with nature, hunting shit, killing shit. Ooh, he probably was buff as fuck. And Isaac was like house husband, even though he wasn't a husband, but he probably was just cooking and cleaning and stuff. Isaac, who had a taste for wild game, loved Esau, but Rebecca loved Jacob. So Jacob was a mama boy and Esau was a daddy's boy. Once when Jacob was cooking some stew, Esau came in from the open country famished. He said to Jacob, "Quick, let me have some of that red stew. I'm famished." I Googled famished. Famished means starving, like I'm hungry. Well, I didn't Google it. Actually, I asked my boyfriend, and he was like, "Oh, it means that." I just said, "What's famished?" I didn't even tell him what the scripture said, and he said it means like I'm ready to eat, like I'm starving, I'm hungry. I was like, okay. This is why he was also called Edom. So I guess Esau was also called Edom, which means red. Jacob replied, "First tell me your birthright." "Look, I am about to die," Esau said. "What good is my birthright to me?" But Jacob said, "Swear to me first." So he swore an oath to him, selling his birthright to Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau some more bread, some lentil stew. He ate and drank, and then got up and left. So Esau despised his birthright. So then Esau gave up his birthright to get some stew, because he gave his whole birthright because he was hungry. Okay. And this is Isaac and Abimelech, which is chapter 26, verse 1. We're already in another chapter. Here we go. We're doing good. Now there was a famine in the land, which means a shortage of food, besides the previous famine in Abraham's time. And Isaac went to Abimelech, king of the Philistines, in Gerar. The Lord appeared to Isaac and said, "Do not go into Egypt. Live in the land where I tell you to live. Stay in the land for a while, and I will be with you, and I will bless you. I will be with you and will bless you. For to you and your descendants I will give all of these lands, and will confirm the oath I swore to your father Abraham. I will make your descendants as numerous as the stars in the sky. It will give them all of these lands, and through your offspring all nations on earth will be blessed. Because Abraham obeyed me and did everything I require of him, keeping my commands, my decrees, and my instructions. So Isaac stayed in Gerar. But he already went to Abimelech, but he was like, why? The reason why you're here, like, don't do it. I got you. They don't got you. I got you. Relax. Relax. I got you, boo. I got you. He was already in there. So when the men of that place asked him about his wife, Rebecca, he said, she's my sister. Because he was afraid to say she's my wife, he thought the men of this place might kill me on account of Rebecca because she's beautiful. So he did the same thing as Abraham did with his wife Sarah, and they called each other wife and brother. Sister and brother, so that the dude didn't get killed, so that they can be with them. Because it was like really wrong to like steal somebody's wife back then. I don't know what happened. Well, I know Satan probably got in people's head, but now it's like a goal. It's like goals. Well, it's still kind of like, oh, she's married, but like boyfriend and girlfriend, it's like, oh, that's it. You don't got a ring yet. Oh, come with me. When Isaac had been there for a long time, Abimelech, king of the Philistines, looked down from a window and saw Isaac caressing his wife Rebekah. So Abimelech summoned Isaac and said, "She is really your wife? Why did you say she is my sister?" Isaac answered him, "Because I thought I wanted to lose my life on account of her." Then Abimelech said, "What is this you have done to us? One of my men might well slept with your wife, and you would have brought guilt upon us. You don't do that. Still wife sit over here." That's what he said. So Abimelech gave orders to all the people, "Anyone who harms this man or his wife shall surely be put to death." Okay, this is a little time later. Isaac planted crops on the land, and the same year reaped 100-fold, because the Lord blessed him. The man became rich, and his wealth continued to grow until he became very wealthy. He had so many flocks and herds and servants that the Philistines envied him. So all the wells that his father's servants had dug up in the time of his father, the Philistines stopped up and filled them with earth. So when it says when filling them with earth, I think they filled the wells that Abraham's servants built up with like dirt and grass, so there would be no water from it. They're like, no, because they were just envying, like, just let a man live, man. Then Abimelech said to Isaac, "Move away from us. You have become too powerful for us." Because Isaac became wealthy, so he basically was starting to become as wealthy as like a ruler. So he was like, girl, you got to go. Okay. So Isaac moved away from there and encamped the valley of Gerar, where he had been settled. Isaac reopened the wells that had been dug in the time of his father Abraham, which the Philistines had stooped up after Abraham died. He gave them the same names his father gave him. Isaac's servant dug up in the valley and discovered a well of fresh water there. But the herders of Gerar quarreled with those of Isaac, said, "The water is ours." So he named the well Esek because of this. They disputed with him. Because Esek means dispute. Then they dug another well, but they quarreled over that one also. So he named it Sitnah. He moved on from there and dug. Sitnah means opposition. He went from there and dug a well, and no one quarreled over it. He named it Rehoboth, means room. Now the Lord has given us room, and we will flourish the land. From there he went up to Beersheba. That night the Lord appeared to him. This is verse 24. That night the Lord appeared to him and said, I am the Lord. I am the God of your father Abraham. Do not be afraid, for I am with you. I will bless you and will increase the number of your descendants for the sake of my servant Abraham. Isaac built an altar there and called on the name of the Lord. There he pitched his tent, and there his servants dug a well. Meanwhile, Abimelech had come to him from Gerar with Ayuzat, his personal advisor, and Phicol, the commander of his forces. Isaac asked him, "Why have you come to me since you were hostile to send me away? You come to me now? You want to be in my presence and be treated with joy, but you the one who sent me away." Nope. They answered, we saw clearly that the Lord was with you. So he said, there ought to be a sworn agreement between us. They're like, oh, you got God with you. We want to be on your side. Okay. Between us and you, let us make a treaty with you that you would do us no harm, just as we did not harm you, but I always treated you well and sent you away peacefully. And now you are blessed by the Lord. Isaac then made a feast for them, as they ate and drank. He's like, oh, okay, he's not here to kill me. Okay, cool. Let's eat. Early the next morning, the men swore an oath to each other. Then Isaac sent them away, and they went away peacefully. That day, Isaac's servants came and told him about the well they had dug. They said, we found water. He called it Sheba, which means oath of seven. And to this day, the name of the town has been Beersheba. I think it's the Lord. The Lord was seeing peaceful stuff, and so he's like, I like this. So he rewarded them for being peaceful. This is Jacob takes Esau's blessing. When Esau was 40 years old, he married Judah's daughter of Beri the Hittite, and also Basemath, daughter of Elon and Hittite. They were a source of grief to Isaac and Rebekah, because you later learned that Isaac and Rebekah weren't the biggest fan of Hittite women for whatever reason. I don't know. It doesn't say. And they weren't a fan of him having two wives. When Isaac was old and his eyes were so weak that he could no longer see, he called for Esau, his oldest son, and said to him, remember he's he favors Esau and mom favors Jacob. He said, my son, here I am, he answered. Isaac said, I am now an old man and don't know the day of my death. Now then, get your equipment, your quiver and your bow, and go out to the open country and hunt some wild game with me. Prepare me the kind of tasty food I like and bring it to me to eat, so that I may give you my blessing before I die. Now Rebekah was listening as Isaac spoke to his son Esau. When Esau left for the open country to hunt game and bring it back. It's hard to hunt food and bring back the food. I guess it'll be fresh meat, so it's gonna be some good food to eat. That's why it's called a hunt game and bring it back. Rebekah said to her son Jacob, look, I overheard your father say to your brother Esau, bring me some game and prepare me some tasty food to eat, so that I may give you my blessing in the presence of the Lord before I die. Now, my son, listen carefully and do what I tell you. Go out of the flock and bring me 2 choice young goats, so I can prepare some tasty food for you and for your father, just the way he likes it. Then, take it to your father to eat, so he may give you his blessing before he dies. Jacob said to Rebekah's mother, but my brother Esau is a hairy man, while I have smooth skin. What if my father touches me? I would appear to be tricking him, and would bring down a curse on myself rather than a blessing. His mother says to him, my son, let the curse fall on me. Just do what I say. Go and get them for me. So he went and got them and brought them to his mother, and she prepared some tasty food just the way his father liked it. Then Rebekah took the best clothes of Esau, her oldest son, which she had in the house, and put them on her youngest son Jacob. She also covered his hand in the smooth part of his neck with goat skins. She handed her son Jacob the tasty food and the bread she had made. He went to his father and said, my father. Yes, my son, he answered. Who is it? Jacob said to his father, I am Esau, your firstborn. I have done as you told me. Please sit up and eat some of my game, so that you may give me your blessing. So now Jacob was like, all right, I guess we doing this, whatever. And they put animal hair all over him, and then they put him in his brother's clothes. So that way because he gonna smell like his brother and feel like his brother. That's what it was. Isaac asked his son, how did you find it so quickly, my son? Oh wait, let me do this way. How did you find it so quickly, my son? The Lord God gave me your success, he replied. Then Isaac said to Jacob, come near so I can touch you, my son, to know whether you are my son Esau or not. Jacob went close to his father Isaac, who touched him and said, "The voice is the voice of Jacob, but the hands are the hands of Esau." He did not recognize him, from his hands were hairy like those of his brothers Esau, so he proceeds to bless him. "Are you really my son Esau?" he asked. "I am," he replied. Then he said, "My son, bring me some of your game to eat, so that I may give you my blessing." Jacob brought it to him, and he ate, and he brought some wine, and he drank. Then his father Isaac said to him, "Come here, my son, and kiss me." So he went to him and kissed him. When Isaac caught the smell of his clothes, he blessed him and said, because now he smells his son Esau, so he's like, "Oh, okay, this is Esau then. All right, cool. But it's not. The smell of my son is like the smell of a field that the Lord God has blessed. May God give you heaven's dew and earth's richness, an abundance of grain and new wine. May nations serve you and peoples bow down to you. Be Lord over your brothers, and may the sons of your mothers bow down to you. May those who curse you be cursed, and those who bless you be blessed." After Isaac finished blessing him, and Jacob had scarcely left his father's presence, his brother Esau came in from hunting. He prepared some tasty food and brought it to his father. Then he said to him, "My father, please sit up and sit some of my game so that you may give me your blessing." His father Isaac said to him, "Who are you?" "I'm your son," he answered, "your firstborn Esau." Isaac trembled violently, like, "Oh!" I can only imagine. Oh. "Who was it then that hunted game and brought it to me? I ate it just before you came and blessed him, and indeed he will be blessed." When Esau heard his father's words, he burst out with a loud and bitter cry into his father, "Bless me too, father, my father." But he said, "Your brother came deceitfully and took your blessing." Esau said, "Isn't he rightfully named Jacob? This is the second time he has taken advantage of me. He took my birthright, and now he's taking my blessing." Then he asked, "Haven't you reserved any blessings for me?" Isaac answered Esau, "I have made him Lord over you, and have made all his relatives his servants, and I have sustained him with grain and new wine. So what can I possibly do to you, my son?" Esau said to his father, "Do you have only one blessing, my father? Bless me too, my father." Then Esau wept aloud. His father Isaac answered him, Your dwelling will be away from the earth's richness, away from the dew of heavens above. You will live by the sword, and you will serve your brother. But when you go restless, you would throw his yoke from off your neck." Esau held a grudge against Jacob because of his blessing his father had given him. He said to himself, "The days of mourning my father are near. Then I will kill my brother Jacob." He said, "As soon as our father dies, you are dead man." When Rebecca was told that her older son Esau had said, she sent for her younger son Jacob and said to him, "Your brother Esau has planned to avenge himself by killing you. Now then, my son, do what I say. Flee at once to my brother Laban in Haran. Stay with him for a while until your brother's fury subsides. When your brother is no longer angry with you and forgets what you did to him, I'll send word for you to come back from there. Why should I lose both of you one day?" Then Rebekah said to Isaac, "I am disgusted with living because of these hideous women. If Jacob takes a wife from among the women of this land, from the hideous women of these, my life will not be worth living." So that's why I don't know why she didn't like Kitty, but this is like proof. She was like, if he takes a wife from this, I'm dying. Maybe we wouldn't say my life is not worth anything. This is chapter 28, and it says, "So Isaac called for Jacob and blessed him. Then he commanded him, 'Do not marry a Canaanite woman. God wants to Paddan Aram, to the house of your mother's father Bethuel. Take a wife for yourself there, from amongst the daughters of Laban, your mother's brother. May God Almighty bless you and make you fruitful and increase your numbers until you become a community of peoples. May He give you and your descendants the blessings given to Abraham, so that you may take possessions of the land where you now reside as a foreigner, the land God gave to Abraham.' Then Isaac sent Jacob on his way, and he went to Paddan Aram, to Laban's son Bethuel of the Aramean. the brother of Rebekah, who was the mother of Jacob and Esau. Now Esau learned that Isaac had blessed Jacob and had sent him to Padan Aram to take a wife from there. And that when he blessed him, he commanded him, do not marry a Canaanite woman. And that Jacob had obeyed his father and mother, had gone to Padan Aram. Esau then realized how displeasing the Canaanite women were to his father Isaac. So he went to Ishmael and married Mathala, the sister of Nebaioth, the daughter of Ishmael, son of Abraham, in addition to the wives he already had. So he went, so he already had 2 wives of the Hittites, Canaanites, whatever. And then, after he found out his parents didn't really like the Hittite woman, he was like, I guess he was just trying to win the favorite, because Jacob's now, like, the favorite. So he went to his uncle Ishmael, who is Abraham's other son, who's Isaac, his father's brother, and he married or had sex with, so he married and married Ishmael's daughter, so his cousin. So it's Jacob's dream of Bethel. So this is chapter 10 and verse 28. Oh, we're still doing pretty good on time. Okay. Jacob left Beersheba and set out to hope for Haran. When he reached a certain place, he stopped for the night because of the sun had set. Taking one of the stones there, he put it under his head, lay down to sleep. He had a dream which he saw a stairway resting on earth, which is top reaching to heaven, and the angels of God were descending on it. There above it stood the Lord, and he said, I am the Lord God of your father Abraham, and the God of Isaac. I will give you and your descendants the land in which you are living, where you are lying. Your descendants will be like dust on the earth, and you will spread out to the west and to the east, to the north and to the south. All the peoples on earth will be blessed through you and your offspring. I am with you, and I will watch over you wherever you go, and I will bring you back to this land. I will not leave you until I have done what I have promised you. The crazy part about this part is, if you guys seen my testimony video, and I will link it down below. I was talking about this dude who's seen a staircase with God, and in that video I linked it down below. So I will link my testimony video down below. If you click that, you go to like the description box after you watch it, and it's gonna talk about 30 minutes in hell or 30 minutes in death, or I don't know. And that dude was talking about how he's seen. Oh wait, that wasn't my testimony video. Oh yeah, it was my testimony video. He's seen Jesus and stuff, and Jesus, like, it came down on a staircase, and there's angels on the side of it and stuff like that, and it's just too close. I was like, that's crazy how I read that, how I seen that like a month ago or like 3 weeks ago, and now I'm reading about the staircase. Like, it's more details than that, but I'm not trying to get all the way into it. I'm trying to make this video as long as the other one, so I'm gonna keep moving, but I'm just saying that's a connection with the whole staircase, God, angel thing, blah blah blah. When Jacob awoke from his sleep, he thought, surely the Lord is in this place, and I was not aware of it. He was afraid and said, how awesome is this place? This is none other than the house of God. This is the gate. This is the gate of heaven. They do have a. Come on, G. They do have their own little writing right here, and it says. From Rebecca. It says, Rebecca was a woman of quick decisions when she was young. She was approached with the offer to leave her home and marry Isaac. She decided to leave right away. She saw the Lord's hand at work and immediately made her choice to marry Isaac. Not all of her decisions were the best, however. Knowing the Lord's blessing on Isaac and his descendants, Rebecca decided to take matters into her own hands rather than trusting God to fulfill his words. She wanted to make sure Jacob receives all that God has promised. When she had heard that Esau was about to get a blessing, she quickly made a decision. She told Jacob to lie to his father, even if it brought a curse against her. She encouraged him to do a very deceitful thing. She manipulated people in events to trick Isaac into giving Jacob the blessing instead of Esau. As a result, things got worse instead of better. Next, Esau plotted to murder Jacob in revenge. Rebecca sent Jacob away from home to escape this tragedy. As far as we can say, Rebecca never saw her beloved son again. Oh, that's crazy. What lesson can we learn from Rebecca? Lies and deceit never work. They only spin web spin a web from our problems in which we can get entangled. Truthfulness is the better choice. It's the best decision you can always make. Okay, anyways, moving on. Oh, there's another one here. It's about sibling rivalry. So it says sibling. This is based off of 27:41, which is where Esau made a promise to kill his brother after his father passes. Siblings fight. They might clash more than others than anyone else they've ever met. In fact, the feud between Isaac's son Jacob and Esau grew so intense, people still tell the story thousands of years later. These twin boys started fighting back in Genesis 25, where they elbow inside of their mother's womb. So they were elbowing each other inside the mother's womb. They were fighting since their womb. Esau is born first, and the Jacob coming out, grabbing his brother's heel. They grow up into complete opposites, and the parents do little to help the situation. Old Isaac favors Esau, while Rebecca likes Jacob more. At the end of Genesis 25, Esau comes back famished from hunting. Jacob convinces Esau to swap all the benefits that belong to him as the oldest son from a pot of red stew. The scheming repeats when Jacob deceitfully steals his father's blessing. When Esau's anger grows into murderous rage, Jacob has to flee for his life. It takes many years for the two grown brothers to call their truce and live at peace. That's Genesis 32:33. So I guess they live at peace at Genesis 32:33, and we're not gonna get into this time because we're only going to go to 30. Even though they had their differences, they were still family. They had to find a way to get along. If you have siblings at your house, you're setting parents for getting along. You're setting patterns for getting along that will last a lifetime. So start letting God be the Lord of your family. When you choose to live His way, there's far less to fight about. Going back to the scripture, God, chapter 28, verse 18 says, early the next morning, that's a little better. Early the next morning, Jacob took the stone he had placed under his head and set it up as a pillar and poured oil on top of it. I'm pretty sure that's probably like holy oil. He called that place Bethel. I wonder if that's known to be Bethlehem nowadays. I don't know. Though the city used to be called Luz. Then Jacob made a vow saying, if God will be with me and will watch over me on this journey I am taking, and will give me food to eat and clothes to wear, so that I return safely to my father's household, then the Lord will be my God. And this stone there I will have set in my pillar, it will be God's house. And of all that you give me, I will give you a tenth. So he was like, if God is doing all of this, I'm rocking with it. We're gonna make him a pillar. I'm gonna make this a God's place, and I'm gonna give him a tenth of everything that he gives me. And then this is chapter 29. Jacob arrives in Padan Aram. So chapter 9 verse 1 starts with, then Jacob continued on his journey and came to the land of the Eastern peoples. There he saw a well in the open country with 3 flocks of sheep lying near it, because the flocks were wanted as well. The stone over the mouth of the well was large. When all the flocks gathered there, the shepherds would roll the stone away from the well's mouth and water the sheep, and they would return the stone to its place over the mouth of the well. Jacob asked the shepherds, my brothers, where are you from? We're from Haran, they replied. He said to them, do you know Laban, Nahor's grandson? Yes, we know him, they answered. Then Jacob asked, is he well? Yes, he is, they said. And here comes his daughter Rachel with the sheep. Look, he said, the sun is still high. It is not time for the flocks to be gathered. Water the sheep and take them back to the pasture. We can't, they replied, until all the flocks are gathered. The stone has been rolled away from the mouth of the well. Then we will water the sheep. While he still was, okay, my feet stuck here. What the fuck? Sorry, fudge. Sorry. While he was still talking to them, Rachel came with her father's sheep, for she was a shepherd. When Jacob saw Rachel daughter of Uncle Laban and Laban's sheep. He went over. Oh wow, y'all can't even see me though. He went over. He rolled the stone away from the mouth of the well and watered his uncle's sheep. Then Jacob kissed Rachel and began to weep out loud. He had told Rachel that he was the relative of her father and a son of Rebekah. So she ran and told her father. As soon as Laban heard the news about Jacob, his son, he hurried to meet him. He embraced him and kissed him, and brought him to his home. And there Jacob told him all of the things that Laban said. And all these things. Then Laban said to him, "You are my own flesh and blood." Jacob marries Leah and Rachel. So after Jacob had stayed with him for a whole month, Laban said to him, "Just because you're my relative of mine, should you work for me for nothing? Tell me what your wages should be." Now Laban had 2 daughters. The name of the older was Leah, and the name of the younger was Rachel. Leah was weak eyes, but Rachel had a lowly figure and was beautiful. Jacob was in love with Rachel and said, "I'll work for you 7 years in return for your younger daughter, Rachel." Laban said, "It's better that I give her to you than to some other, and stay here with me." So Jacob served 7 years to get Rachel, but they seemed like only a few days to him because of his love for her. That's cute. Then Jacob said to Laban, Give me my wife. My time is completed, and I want to make love to her." So Laban brought together all his people of the place and gave a feast. But when evening came, he took his daughter Leah and brought her to Jacob, and Jacob made love to her. And Laban gave his servant Zilpah to his daughter as her attendant. So when the time finally came, he switched Rachel with Leah, the almost blind one. And it was like, oh, here you go. I don't know how you mistaken her, because they didn't say like he was too drunk to realize. But with Lot's daughter, they said that he got him drunk and he didn't know what he was doing. They didn't say he was drunk, so I don't know if he was drunk or, because I know sometimes back in the day, people used to like cover their face until they got fully married, and then they would like uncover it. I don't know. I could do my research. Don't quote me on it. Let me see where I'm at. When morning came, there was Leah. So he probably woke up and was like, "What the hell? This ain't Rachel." Trying to be like, when you turn around, like it's a lot of videos when you turn around and you're trying to kiss your little wife, like, "Hey babe," and it's like not your wife, and you're just like, "What the heck?" It happens in a lot of movies nowadays. He said, "What is this?" So he went to Laban and he was like, "What is this y'all done to me? I served you for Rachel tonight. Why have you deceived me?" He's like, I didn't serve you for 7 years for nothing. We knew what it was before I came here. We not gonna play games today. Laban said, "It is not our custom here to give you the younger daughter in marriage for the older one. Finish this daughter's bride a week, and we'll give you the younger one in return for another 7 years of work." So it was like, finish your full marriage commitment, and we'll give you Rachel as well. And then you'll give me 7 more years of work. And Jacob did so. He finished a week in Leah, and then Laban gave him his daughter Rachel. Laban gave his servant Bilhah to Rachel as her attendant. Jacob made love to Rachel. Also, in his love for Rachel was greater than his love for Leah. And he worked for Laban another 7 years. It's just messed up because he really wanted Rachel from the beginning before he even met Leah. So, okay. So now it's at Jacob's children, which is verse 31 of chapter 29. And it says, when the Lord saw that Leah was not loved, he enabled her to conceive. Enabled sounds like a different word. Like he made her able to conceive. But Rachel remained childless. Leah became pregnant and gave birth to a son. She named her son Reuben, for she said, "It's because the Lord has seen my misery. Surely my husband will love me now." That's just sad. She conceived again, and when she gave birth to a son, because the Lord heard that I am not loved, he gave me this one too. So she named him Simeon. Again, she conceived, and when she gave birth to a son, she said, now at last my husband will become attached to me, because I bore him 3 sons, so his name was Levi. She conceived again, and when she gave birth to her son, she said, this time I will praise the Lord. So she named him Judah. This is when she stopped having children. So Reuben is like, he sings my misery. Simeon means one who hears. Levi sounds like for attached. Judah sounds like maybe derived from the Hebrew word praise. This is chapter 30. Oh, the last chapter, y'all. Okay. When Rachel saw that she was not bearing Jacob any children, she became jealous of her sister. She said to Jacob, give me children or I'll die. Jacob became angry with her and said, am I in the place of God, who has kept you from having children? Then she said, here is Bilhah, my servant. See with her so that you can bear children for me too, so I can build a family through her. So she made Bilhah be her surrogate. So she gave her servant Bilhah as a wife. Jacob slept with her, and she became pregnant and bore a son. Then Rachel said, God has vindicated me. He has listened to my plea and has given me a son. Because of this, I will name him Don. Don here means he has vindicated. When I first read that in context, it sounded like he has forgiven me or whatever. But vindicated actually means someone who knows they're right or something. And then their actions that got proved that were right. So like, he has vindicated me. He has showed that like me giving my servant is the right thing to do. Rachel servant Bilhah conceived again and bore Jacob a second son. Then Rachel said, I have had a great struggle with my sister and I have won. So she named Naphtali, which means my struggle. Rachel, when Leah saw that she had stopped having children, she took her servant Zilpah and gave him to Jacob as a wife. Leah's servant Zilpah bore a son. Then Leah said, what good fortune? She named him Gad, which means good fortune. Leah's servant Zilpah bore Jacob a second son. Then Leah said, how happy I am. The woman will call me happy. So she named him Asher, which of course means happy. During wheat harvest, Reuben, who is Leah's son, I think that was Leah's first son. Yeah. Went out to the fields and found some mandrake plants, which are like plants that were used for magic and medicine. I googled it. But she brought to his brother Leah. Rachel said to Leah, please don't give me some of your son, man. Please give me some of your son mandrakes. Well, she said to her, wasn't it enough that you took with my husband? Will you now take my mandrakes too? She's like, oh, now you want some plants. You my husband, now you want some plants. What else? What else? You want to give me my soul, my skin? What else you need? But she said to her, blah, 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 blah. My mandrakes too. Very well, I just said, he can sleep with you tonight in return for your son Mary. So she's like, you can have Jacob for tonight. I just want some mandrakes, bro. She's like, I have him every night. Like, I'm good. So when Jacob came in from the fields that evening, Leah went out to meet him. You must sleep with me, she said. I hired you with my son's mandrakes. So he slept with her that night. He was like, okay. God listened to Leah, and she became pregnant, and bore a fifth son. Then Leah said, God has rewarded me for giving my servant to my husband. So she named him Issachar for reward. That means reward. Leah conceived again and bore Jacob a sixth son. Then Leah said, God has presented me with a precious gift. This time my husband will treat me with honor because I have borne him six sons. She named him Zebulun, which means honor. Sometime later she gave birth to a daughter named Dinah. Then God remembered Rachel. He listened to her and enabled her to conceive. She became pregnant and gave birth to a son and said, God has taken away my disgrace. She named him Joseph and said, may the Lord bless me with another son. Joseph means may he add. Jacob's flocks increased. This is verse 25 of chapter 30. It says, after Rachel gave birth to Joseph, Jacob said to Laban, send me on my way so I can go back to my homeland. Give me my wives and children for whom I have served you, and I'll be on my way. You know how much work I've done for you. So whatever. But we're gonna go back a little bit to the page that they put in here, which is on Leah, which is the line one. And it says, when Leah gave birth to her sixth son, Zebulun, she realized the important truth that children are a precious gift from God. Known as one of the mothers of Israel, together with Jacob, eventually had 6 sons and a daughter. Her life was filled with children and eventually grandchildren as well. Scriptures say that children are a heritage from the Lord, offspring a reward from Him, like arrows in the hands of warriors, and children are born in one's youth. Psalms 127:3-4. Jesus himself affirmed how valued children are to God when he declared, let the little children come to me and do not hinder them, for the kingdom of heavens belongs to such as these. Matthew 19:14. Even if you are young or if you don't see yourself having children, you can make a difference in the lives of children. You might volunteer in the children's ministry and learn how to share the gospel with those who are younger than you and teach them about the Bible. If you have younger relatives, you can guide them and teach them about God, interact with younger children in loving ways, just as Leah did. You can see them as a precious gift from God. Okay, anyways, so yeah, he was like, Isaac left, Jacob went and was like, let me be free. I already served you for another 7 years. I've done enough for you. Let me be free. But Laban said to him, if I have found favor in your eyes, please stay. I have learned by divination that the Lord has blessed me because of you. He added, name your wages and I will pay them. I don't know why my phone keeps falling. Jacob said to him, you know how I have worked for you and how your livestock has fared under my care. The little you had before I came in, and I came has increased greatly, and the Lord has blessed you wherever I have been. But now, when may I do something for my own household? So he's like, okay, I did this. You know, you hadn't did before me. I already did enough. I need to do stuff for myself now. I made you good. Now I need to make myself good. And Laban's like, what do you want? I got you. What should I give you? He asked. Don't give me anything, Jacob replied. But if you would do this one thing for me, I will go on tending your flocks and watching over them. Let me go through all your flocks to them. Let me go through all your flocks today and remove from them every speckled or spotted sheep, every dark-colored lamb, and every spotted or speckled goat. They will be my wages, and my honesty will testify for me in the future. Whenever you check on your wages, you have paid me. Any goat in my possession that is not speckled or spotted, or any lamb that is not dark-colored, will be considered stolen. So he's like, I would give you all like the clean looking ones, all the ones of one color, but all the ones who look kind of weird with some spots outside, I will keep them. They give them to me. I want some lambs and some goats, okay? Agreed, said Laban. Let it be as you have said. That same day he removed all the male goats that were stalked or spotted, and all the speckled or spotted female goats. All the dark colored lambs, and he placed them in the care of his sons. Then he put a three-day journey between himself and Jacob, while Jacob continued to tend the rest of Laban's flocks. Jacob, however, this is where it starts to get a little confusing. Jacob, however, took fresh cut branches from poplar, almond, and plane trees. It made white stripes on them. By peeling the bark and exposing the white inner wood of the branches. Then he placed and peeled the branches in all water troughs so that they would directly be in front of the flocks when they came to drink. When the flocks were in heat and came to drink, they matted in front of the branches, and they bore young that were streaked or speckled or spotted. Jacob set apart the young of the flock, but made the rest face the streaks of the face the streak and dark colored animals that belonged to Laban. Those he made separate flocks for himself and did not put them with the Laban's animals. Whenever the stronger females were in heat, Jacob would place the branches in the crows in front of the animals so they would mate near the branches. So I think he would put. This is what I got from it after when I read it the first time. Because at first I thought I don't know. It was saying like he like faked some stripes on some shit when it was talking about like branches and stuff. But now I think that he made like little boxes and like gateways. And so when the animals were in heat, which means like when they're, if you know what heat is, I don't know either. It's basically like I think the female starts bleeding. It means like it's that time. It's mating season for them. They're like horny. So whenever they were like horny and the mating season was on, he would put like the mist colored ones all together, make sure they go to this one place, because that's where the water they're gonna get from. And so that when they mate and they come, then they will get spotted ones, and he'll make sure it will be like, he wouldn't grab like he'll grab like basically like the strongest full white one, the strongest full black one, and make them mate together, put them together so they're like both horny and they'll mate, and they will get stripes up, so that way he would get strong offspring. And then all of the ones who weren't so strong or kind of like weak goats or weak lambs, he would leave them like unpregnant and stuff, so that way Laban would get all the weak ones and he would get all the strong ones. But if the animals were weak, so they can meet near the branches. But if the animals are weak, he would not place them there. So the weak ones went to Laban, the strong ones to Jacob. And in this way, the man grew exceedingly prosperous and came to own large flocks and female and male servants and camels and donkeys. So now, Jacob's becoming a wealthy man. Okay, and that's where the end. Now, let's chapter 31. And then it says that Jacob flees from Laban. I think it says like I read a little bit above and it says his sons did something. But I don't. And 32, 33, oh snap. So 32 is Jacob prepares to meet Esau. Jacob meets Esau in 33. Ooh, this is gonna be good. I'm really trying to figure out like where I'm going to read to next time. I think I'm gonna read from 31 to 36. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna read next time. So if you guys want to see that part, you definitely gotta keep up with me, which means if you're not in the Hype family and you wonder what the Hype family is, please click the link down below because it will explain everything. I'm gonna make that an updated video because I have more ideas on what I want the Hype family to be nowadays, because my life is changing. So I do want to make an updated video of that, but that's where it is for now, and that's like more overall just but to join the Happy Family, what you gotta do is you gotta press the subscribe button. Next to the subscribe button is a notification bell. I'm gonna need you to go ahead and click that on too, so you can be notified whenever I post, and that way you can figure out the next few parts of this journey. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Stay with God. Everything is great. Do whatever makes you happy in life. Go all the way to the top, because we're going straight to the top. I wish everybody blessings and happiness and success. Thank you so much for watching this video. My name is Smiley, and I'm out. Mwah.